So in this exercise, we are going to work on increasing our neck flexion range of motion by adding a stretch plus building some strength in that end range of motion to build general strength and resilience in our necks, and also to increase range of motion because a lot of people actually don't have full neck flexion. They will have a gap between their chin and chest when they try to flex their necks. So this stretch is going to help with that. If you have lots of range of motion, you don't need the stretch. You can skip the stretch and just move into the PAILs rails to build the strength. So what we are going to do here is find our end range neck flexion, which is going to be bringing that chin back and making our neck long, and then keeping our chin close to our necks here as we drag it down. As you're doing this exercise, you should feel a big stretch from the base of your neck all the way down into your shoulder blades, maybe in between your shoulder blades a little, that's also fine. It should not be painful. Once you have reached that end range position, we want to make sure that we are not also rounding our whole spines. We are staying tall and it's just the necks that are moving, chin towards chest. Now, if you don't feel much of a stretch there, then we can always add a little bit of intensity by using our hands. So now you're going to place your hands on the back of the neck and pull yourself deeper into that position. All you should be feeling is an increased sensation in the back of your neck. If you feel any pain, or if that pushes the intensity too much, you don't need to use your hands. We can always add that intensity later, but most people need to start at a lower intensity stretch to slowly build their tolerance to it. Eventually we can progress the intensity over time, but let's not push into that too quickly. Once you've held the stretch for the prescribed amount of time, anywhere between 15-20 seconds to start, up to the 2 minutes is what we are aiming for eventually. Then we can start the PAILs and rails. From here, PAILs is going to be this motion, but your hands are going to resist your head. So you're lightly going to try to look up and push your head into your hands. You should feel all of the muscles that are on stretch start to contract very gently. Then turn that volume dial up to the desired intensity. We want to start light. If this is new and you have some neck tweaking, we want to only push to the intensity that you can tolerate. But if you have done this for a while, you're really building strength, you can push up to that 80, even a max effort intensity once you are prepared for it. You're gonna hold for the prescribed amount of time, typically somewhere between 10 and 15 seconds. Then you're gonna ramp down the contraction and relax into that stretch. If you can go deeper into the stretch, cool. If not, stay there. Now what you're gonna do is think about actively bringing your chin into your chest more. So we're gonna feel all of these muscles contract and stretch these muscles a little bit more. You might get some cramping here, so start really lightly and then ramp that intensity up to the desired intensity and hold for that 10 to 15 seconds or whatever is programmed. Then ramp that down slowly, and then that will be one round of your PAILs rails. If that's the end of what you should be doing, then that's all you're gonna do. And if you have more, you can either reset and rest and come back into it, or directly go into your second set, depending on what your program says and depending on the amount of intensity you are able to tolerate that day. Over time, you should feel that you can tolerate more intensity, a deeper stretch, have more range of motion, and just feel like your neck is resilient. But remember, it takes a lot of consistency and slow progressions over time. So stick with it, and overall, after you've been pretty consistent, you should see some progress.